Ichiro was one of the first Major League ball players to come out of Japan, part of what has become a pipeline of international players from places like the Dominican Republic and Cuba. But there's a place in our own backyard that has been extraordinarily successful as a funnel to the majors, the Cape Cod Baseball League. Every summer, while tourists invade the hook-shaped piece of Massachusetts coastline, so do the nation's best young college baseball players. Admission to the games is free, preferred seating is a lawn chair or beach towel, and Major League scouts circle the 10 village fields like sharks. It's a favorite hunting ground. More than 1,100 Major League Baseball players spent at least one season playing on the Cape. In about a month, that ritual will begin again. A new crop of college players will arrive on Cape Cod, and as Major League Baseball holds its annual draft, last year's crew will find out if their big league dreams come true. Summer on Cape Cod, the quiet of boats rocking on their moorings, the serenity of harbors and beaches, broken by that familiar sound. Young men trying to realize their dreams on the Cape's dusty baseball diamonds. Jake Fincher is one of them. A center fielder from North Carolina State, he was invited to spend the summer playing on the Cape, along with some of the other top players in the country.
What's the dream as you play here this summer?
Just to have a good summer, get better, and get one step closer to the big leagues.
All the players on the 10 Cape Cod teams share that dream. And no amateur summer league in the world has helped more young people realize it. Stars like Mark Teixeira, Evan Longoria, and Jason Varitek spent a summer playing ball on the Cape. You can see their pictures in the league's Hall of Fame in Hyannis.
Come on, guys, here we go.
Coaches like Mike Roberts, Jake Fincher's coach, find these future stars on college teams and invite them to the Cape.
Do you recruit them?
Oh, yeah. Each team kind of has their pockets that they recruit, different schools, different coaches they're friends with. And so each organization, the coaches and the general managers will recruit the players.
How special is this league?
Well, this league is the best amateur league in the world, bar none.
Mike Roberts was the head coach at the University of North Carolina for 20 years. Now he spends his summers in the Cape Cod town of Cotuit, trying to mold college players into major leaguers. He told us his salary barely covers the summer rent.
Shortstop.
It was over 80 degrees that day in Cotuit, but Roberts, at age 64, was pitching batting practice to a bunch of 20-year-olds.
See, right there, you shouldn't quit with your hand. See, all you're doing is saying I beat you, and I didn't beat you. You beat yourself. And stay off of it where you go down.
And schooling them on the finer points of a changeup.
Okay, so that these fingers are up when you release it here. So all we're doing is back spinning it. Throw your changeups.
He encouraged all his pitchers not to give up, even if they're getting hammered in the first couple innings.
You guys have done an excellent job with the pitching, and I've told you this many times. It's not how we start, it's how we finish. Oh, yeah.
The advice paid off. On that hot afternoon, with Mike Roberts coaching from third base, his Cotuit team came from behind with a 3-run homer to win the game against Wareham.
What a beautiful swing.
Coach Roberts is great. He's a real high energy coach.
What is it you learn in the Cape League that you're not going to learn in college?
I think it's just that more pro aspect of what the next level is going to be like, and this is kind of maybe similar to like a rookie ball or single A league or something like that.
You know it's a higher level of baseball when you see who's watching. There are more than just fans in the stands. Scouts representing just about every major league team are here. The Dodgers, the Royals, the Tigers, and Mariners.
So tell me, what is your summer like?
Summer's crazy.
Nick Hostetler is a scout for the Chicago White Sox.
How many scouts will be at any one of these little...
There could be anywhere between 20 to 50 guys at one game.
As a scout, what's the draw to the Cape League?
Having the best college players in the country all in one spot.
The scouts all come here because they know the best players are here. And the best players want to come here because they know the scouts is here. So
Paul Gallup has been the league's commissioner for 11 years. He isn't paid a dime.
Describe the atmosphere at a game.
Family-like atmosphere.
The anthem this evening will be performed by the Cape Cod Surf Tones Men's Chorus.
I love using the phrase that Norman Rockwell somewhere is smiling down because what he had in mind happens here 5 times a night on Cape Cod. You've got people on blankets, got families that are together.
Kids play catch on the sidelines.
How's it going, buddy? I like your hat.
And no player is too big to sign autographs for them. At the All-Star game, there was so much stuff to be signed, it looked like an assembly line.
50-50.
They don't charge admission to the games, so players hawk raffle tickets to raise money for their team.
Have a Gatorade, please. Sure.
Volunteers sell snacks and T-shirts.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the game.
And if you want a seat, you have to get there early or get clever. Like Joe Ulian and his new bride, Linda Lang. Joe, a retired philosophy professor, says he's been to 500 games in more than 30 years. In the town of Chatham, he protects his turf behind home plate with a padlock.
What's with locking the chairs?
Well, we had a couple of accidents with a couple of pairs of chairs of ours that sort of went elsewhere.
They were stolen.
Yeah.
Play ball.
Joe and Linda are fixtures behind home plate. Joe keeps a scorecard for every game, a performance record of the guys he and Linda call Cape Cod celebrities.
The baseball players are the stars of the town in the summer, and they can't walk through the street, go into a store or restaurant without someone saying, "Oh, you play for the Anglers, don't you?" It's just wonderful. It's hometown America, I guess, as close as we've ever come to it.
It's pure baseball, and it's the last innocent step for these high-profile college kids. Many of them next year at this time will be signed to contracts. Probably at least a dozen of them will be instant millionaires once the draft comes and they're in the first round.
They may be millionaires in the making, but on the Cape, the league goes out of its way not to coddle them.
Get up! Hey! Come on, I have breakfast! CJ, come on, I have breakfast, honey.
The players all have to bunk with local families.
All right, get yourself something to drink.
Volunteers like Ashby Crafts play the role of den mother and drill sergeant.
I scream at them like they're my own kids. And I try to teach these guys manners. There's no cell phone at my table. When we eat, it's a family thing. How's breakfast?
Best breakfast you've ever made.
Ashby says she's just trying to keep the elite players grounded. She has them do chores on the farm she and her husband Tom own in Harwichport. Ian Happ is a star switch hitter from the University of Cincinnati, but Ashby has him feeding the pigs. CJ Hinojosa is a University of Texas shortstop. Seth McGarry is a pitcher from Florida Atlantic.
Come here.
His teammate, outfielder Brendan Sanger, is fortunately better catching balls than he is catching the cows.
What's it been like?
It's awesome.
Is it that different than playing in college?
Up here, you never get a break. Every day, it's a good pitcher.
And do you feel the pressure?
Sometimes. Sometimes it happens where you're like, God, I need a break. I need somebody who's not throwing 95, but, you just have to keep going.
The story will continue after this.
If you can succeed here, you're going to take your baseball career to another level. There's no question about it. Yeah, boy.
John Schiffner, a retired high school teacher, has coached the team in the town of Chatham for 22 seasons.
Get over!
1 year, your entire team was drafted.
Mm-hmm. That's not unusual for any of the teams. It's not. Getting drafted, most of these players should be getting drafted.
Last year, 13 of the 18 college players drafted in the MLB's first round were Cape Cod alumni.
Come on now, swing the bat!
But Schiffner has also seen young players with swagger, humbled by summer slumps, and overcome with self-doubt.
And how tough is that for a guy who's maybe used to not seeing the best pitcher on a Wednesday night in college?
It can be devastating. They're going to say, dear Mom, I'm coming home. They're throwing sliders here.
Complicating matters, unlike college teams that use aluminum bats, the Cape Cod League uses wooden bats like the majors. They are fragile and break a lot. They've also been known to break the confidence of many young players.
We tell the kids that if you're using the aluminum bats in college, which they are, and then you come here, your batting average is going to probably be off between 100 and 125 points. So if you're batting 375, you might be batting 250 here. So then...
That's got to be hard to take.
It is hard to take because a lot of these kids really haven't been exposed to the lack of succeeding.
You want to hit it in the sweet spot. And
if you don't hit it in the sweet spot?
Your hand is a little tingly, so you don't really want to do that.
I enjoy hitting with them. I think it makes the game truer.
How so truer?
So if you don't catch it on the barrel, if you get jammed, the bat's going to break. It's not going to go anywhere, and that's how the game's supposed to be played. That's how they play at the highest level.
Jake Fincher has been trying to get to that level for 2 summers. He didn't get drafted the first time, so he came back for a second season.
Mind saying what your dream teams would be?
I've always been a Yankees fan since I've been little. I live in the Charlotte area, so the Braves are the closest team, so both of those teams would be awesome teams to play for one day.
What Jake didn't know is that a Yankee scout had been quietly watching him on the Cape. Days later, Jake and the rest of the players were at Fenway Park in a showcase sponsored by Major League Baseball. The college kids had the Green Monster to themselves. No fans in the stands, just scouts. And another Yankee scout reached out to Jake.
Hey, Jake.
To tell him how well he was doing.
Hey, how you doing? Matt Hyde with the Yankees.
Jake
You're
Fincher, nice to
having
meet
an
you.
awesome summer.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I covered you for maybe 6 or 7 games.
Yes, sir.
Keep it up.
I will do.
Keep having
Appreciate
fun
that.
with it.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it's been fun to watch you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
The scouts were sizing up the players' hitting, fielding, and running skills. The Yankee scout liked what he saw in Ian Happ as well.
I have an understanding for how the game's played up here. It's just a higher level of baseball. Yeah. Less frustrating.
Oh, yeah. It's good. It's good. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Great seeing you again. All right.
Your life could be so different next July versus this July.
You're trying to make us think about it now. See, we spend the whole summer trying not to think about it, and you're telling us to think about
Why would you try not to think about it?
it. Because you can't get too far ahead of yourself.
Starting right fielder, Ian Happ.
Ian had a great summer on Cape Cod. He made the All-Star team and could be a first-round draft pick.
Oh, you got it!
His roommate CJ is expected to get drafted too.
I remember as a kid, I used to tell everybody I'm gonna be a Major League Baseball player. I just get laughed at. I mean, it's my dream, so I'm gonna treat it as my dream and go out there and have fun with it.
So these are all the boys.
These are all the boys.
Where did they end up?
Let's see, this one was with Baltimore. This one was with the Rockies.
It must be something to see the kid who's eating all your eggs at breakfast to be playing in the major leagues.
It's pretty exciting.
But they all stayed in this room up here.
Every single one.
What's it like when they leave?
Quiet.
It's sad. A couple of times I'm almost starting to tear up now. I get attached to these boys. You know, you say goodbye to your friend, but then you hope you see them on national TV very shortly.
Lights are